Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DiVeronica along with Steve Bradley. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Jeff.
Knuckles for you.
Knuckles for you.
Episode 6 for the 2022-23 season of the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Happy to welcome on, I think, is this our first boys soccer guest of the season? I think it is.
It is.
It is. And we're going into one of the Class B state powers. I'm going to call them a state power, Steve. People around the state know the Livonia Bulldogs of boys soccer, don't they?
Absolutely. Long-time tradition. I mean, when you have a coach like Ray Maxwell that's been there for 33 years and has had the success that he has, over 500 wins, people know who you are.
They're off to another great start this year, unbeaten as we record this, headed into the weekend. You might see this after that, but I expect them to take care of business as they usually do. And one of their wins this year, Steve, they avenged a loss last year. They beat Hornell, the defending champs, in the semifinals. They lost the semifinals last year, and this year they beat them 2-0. Avenging a 2-1 loss last season. So, actually, they might have been in the title game. We'll find out. Let's bring on, from our specialties hotline,
another company in Geneseo, which is Livingston County.
Livingston County's all over the board tonight. There he is at the top of the screen. The young man, Ray Maxwell, joins us now. Now, full 3 years into retirement, his third year out of school. And, Ray, welcome back to the program. How are you, sir?
Good. Thanks for having us back. Appreciate it.
And also a couple of senior leaders. And Steve, this is not a team with a lot of seniors, actually. So I think if he's talking retirement, I'm going to try to talk him out of it because this looks a good young roster. So he's got at least a couple more years in him. But we have senior goalkeeper Peter Tonkery and the top scorer Jackson McEnerney joins us. Hi guys, how you doing?
Good, doing well.
All right, fantastic. Guys, what's it like growing up in Livonia? What's it like knowing you are in a town that loves soccer and loves sports? Did you guys start playing when you're 5, 6 years old? We'll start with you, Jackson. Tell us about growing up in Livonia. Did little boys want to be soccer players?
Yeah, well, I've been playing soccer with pretty much all my friends ever since I can remember, starting just with the town soccer program, the summer soccer program when we were like 5 or 6 years old, after school with our parents as coaches, and growing up in that, going from that to our local fall league where we would play towns around Livingston County. Growing up, watching the varsity team coached by Coach Maxwell, you would always see so many people at those games. It was always the whole town was there. I always wanted to play for that team, wear the bulldog on my chest, represent Livonia. It's always been a goal for me. I've been really fortunate that I've been able to, not only recognize that dream, but also be a captain, get to work with Coach Maxwell for so many years. So yeah, just, playing soccer in a town like Livonia, there's really nothing like it. We're really fortunate to have the environment that we have here.
Peter, how about you? How long have you been playing soccer?
Yeah, I started probably 4 years old, working at this, playing soccer at the school, and then really got into the club at 7. And I mean, I fell in love with it. It was my whole life. And I mean, just playing in this little town, you don't really get to see much soccer elsewhere, but Livonia has, it is a soccer school. It is what you want to shoot for. It is, I remember standing on the sidelines, being a ball boy for this varsity team and always dreaming of playing for this team. It is really an amazing town.
So, Ray, that's tradition right there speaking. As somebody who's been with this program for so long and nurtured it and cultivated it, how does it make you feel when you hear your current players talk about their time as youngsters, and then there's probably another crop of youngsters that looks up to these guys and says, someday I want to be like them?
Yeah, it's great. We have a great tradition here, and we've had a good, solid high school program for a while. And a lot of that credit goes to the summer program. Actually, Peter's dad was the president of the soccer club for a while, and Jackson's dad coached, Dan McEnerney, coached the U18 boys this past summer in the RDYSL, and that's one of the reasons we've got off to, I think, a pretty good start this year. So, yeah, between our soccer club and our fall soccer, the kids can play year-round if they want to, which is a really nice thing.
Ray, specifically with this team, what do you like about what you've seen in the first 5 games?
Oh, that's a good question because we've had some great teams. What I like about this team is we seem to be solid in every position. I don't know if we have superstars, but I think we have 11 stars at least. So I think every position we're solid or we're stable, and we have some good depth. So that's what I like. And this team really plays well together, as most of them have. But I wouldn't say there's no go-to guy, because I think Jackson in the middle of the field is very prominent and really takes on a leadership role. But we have a lot of guys that can do the job. If somebody's having an off night, somebody else will pick up the slack. So I think the fact that we're stable, solid in all 11 positions is what's separating us right now from some of the others.
You've only allowed 1 goal on the season through 5 matches, outscoring teams. I believe it's 8, 9, 17, 26-1. A few clean sheets for the big fella down there in the bottom, the goalkeeper, and some good balanced scoring. Luke Faso with 3 goals, 3 assists. Evan Frazo, 2 and 2. Keegan Dennis, a junior, 4 and 1. Connor Feehan, 3 and 2. Austin Francis, also 3 and 2 there. And Colin Ulock, 3 and 5. Just a sophomore, Ray. Tell us about that young man.
Colin's a big fella, and we sometimes joke that we have to light a fire under him. He's very casual sometimes, but yeah, he started last year as a freshman and had 12 goals. So he's actually our highest returning scorer. So we are looking to Colin for a lot of goals this year. But we do have pretty well balanced scoring, which is a good thing. So if somebody's not on their game, we can kind of pick it up somewhere else. But yeah, Colin's only a sophomore. This is already his second varsity year. We've got 3 sophomores that typically start. Colin, and we have 2 in the back, Brady O'Keefe and Nick Coyle.
See what I'm saying, Ray? You can't walk away just yet. It sounds like, kidding aside, it sounds like you got a good core here. Not that that's unlike Livonia,
right? Say he
right?
was walking away though.
Well,
Don't be starting
I went
rumors
back and
over
listened to our interview from a couple years ago, and he said, I know I'm getting to the end. That was in 2020 after his last title. So
Why don't you just ask him directly?
do you have a plan, Ray? Do you have an exit strategy?
I don't at the moment.
Good.
I sub up at school quite a bit. They're short of subs. So I'm still kind of working even though I'm retired. I still enjoy the coaching. I'm getting old. I'm not getting any younger, obviously.
None of us are.
I'm losing my phone and my keys a lot lately. That's starting to worry me a little bit.
I don't think I framed this right either, by the way, who this man is. They said playing for Coach Maxwell. This is the man who is 3rd all-time in Section 5 in wins with 522. It'll be more by the time you see this on your phone or wherever you're watching it. He's one of around a dozen coaches in the state to get to 500 wins. He's won a state championship, and there's a little asterisk there I want to ask him about, in 2012, sharing the title with Ichabod Crane. 15 Section 5 titles, a couple of them in Geneseo, his first coaching stint where he grew up and graduated from, college and high school. And then 13 more here with the Bulldogs. And Ray, I never asked this to many coaches. I've asked coaches all the time, like, what's your best memory? I want to talk to the guys in it too, but I want to ask you this. What's your toughest memory as a coach on the sideline?
Toughest memory? You mean as far as games?
Painful.
Painful, yeah. Well, a couple of years ago we lost to Geneva in the semifinal, and that was kind of painful because we had
Geneva. I didn't even know they played soccer in Geneva.
Well, they're actually pretty good. Their coach Jeff is doing a nice job with them, and they were pretty good that year. And I thought we played well the whole game, and we lost an early kind of a fluky goal, and it held up, and we lost. And we would have loved a crack at, I think Pal Mackett would have been in the final. And that was really, anytime you fall short, that's disappointing, You hate to be on the wrong end of an upset, but I think that was an upset. And that would have been 2019.
Right before COVID, yeah.
That's kind of recent, but that one kind of sticks out, yeah. And also,
I would have thought something in the States. I would have thought something in the state Final Four or something would have got you.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Let me see. We did lose to Syracuse West Hill one year in the semi, and I thought we played pretty well, but we had some injuries. And then they had an Italian boy that made all the difference, and that was a little disappointing.
Those Italian boys are tough.
Yeah, he scored. An exchange kid scored, and we were out. But I don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do. I tend to take the losses hard, so there's probably quite a few painful.
Wait, they had an exchange student? All right.
What's that?
Before they had an exchange student on that West Hill team?
Yeah, he scored.
Was Roland Ficken the coach? Was Roland Ficken the coach? Do you remember his name?
What's that?
Ficken. Was the coach's name Ficken?
I couldn't tell you. I don't really.
Mustache, glasses. He was
I
my
think
high school
so.
soccer coach.
We played him. We played him twice. We ran into him twice, I think.
I think he was. That was the man. I'm pretty sure that was him. He was my high school soccer coach for 1 year, and then he left my high school.
Mm-hmm.
My final year, we went. When he was the coach, we were 500. The next year after he left, we went 115-1, and he went to West Hill and became a state title contender. But he was a really good social studies teacher. But I'm not bitter at all about him leaving us behind. I promise. Let's take a quick break, guys. We're going to talk to you more on the other side. You're watching the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports Now.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigels has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
I'm a biomedical sciences major. My goal is to one day open up my own pediatric office. I want to create an environment almost similar to the environment that Roberts creates for me. I want them to walk into the doctor's office and feel love. When I got here, I was just like, yeah, this is home. This is where I need to be. Be prepared for an adventure, be prepared for a journey, and enjoy the journey.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
There are plenty of professional sports teams in Rochester, but there's also a lot of great high school sports action in each town in our area. When's the last time you checked out a high school game? Section 5 sports are about more than just wins and losses. They're about teaching teamwork, dedication, and discipline. So support the kids who play for your school. Get out and watch a high school game today. For more information, including schedules, rosters, and stats, visit section5.org. That's sectionv.org. Brought to you by the Monroe County League and Section 5.
Sweet baby, oh baby,
Whether you come here as a 6th grader or a 9th grader, you have to spend your 4, 5, 6 years here and just get involved in so many different things. And then you're going to go out and set fire on the earth. When you get through McCoy Jesuit, you're not going to fail when you get out in the world.
So from the consultation to the installation, I think the word that comes to mind is easy. I've talked to a lot of people where their renovations have been nothing but headaches, and this was never a headache. It was easy. From the moment Marty came and talked with me about all the options and about all the process, he was so easy to talk to. It was like talking to an old friend. Laid everything out. There was no pressure. I just felt very at ease about the whole process. And then when Ryan came, he was in at 8 o'clock and he was out by 3:30. It was incredible. And with the supply chain issues right now, the one thing that I loved the best about Bathfitter was that they do all of their own production and then they also do their own installation. So it was a quick process. We were able to get the installation date within a few weeks, and it was just easy. And we are so thrilled with our brand new gleaming tub. So we couldn't be happier.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DiVeronica with Steve Bradley, talking some Livonia Boys Soccer and really the standard of Livingston County Boys Soccer for decades, Steve. And they really have become a Section 5 in state power. 13 titles at Livonia under Ray Maxwell, and one stretch from 12 to 17, I believe it was, where that's 6, 7. I think it was 6 in a row.
Yep. Yeah, and obviously always been there. Jackson McEnerney, top scorer this year, 7 goals, 2 assists. Jackson, what's your bread and butter move? Coach said you're a force in the middle, but do you have a bread and butter, a go-to?
Well, I'd say that as far as foot skills go, I may not even be our most talented player. I mean, hate to say that as the leading scorer, but guys like Connor Feehan and Keegan Dennis definitely might have more skill on the ball. But I think where I get a lot of my goals from is I have a decent first touch, very decent first touch, just from a lot of years of playing. And I take a good positive first touch, and I'm one of the stronger guys on our team and one of the stronger guys you're going to see in the midfield. And I think where I score most of my goals is that if I can just get myself in position on the ball and put my body in between the defender and the ball, I have enough leg strength and enough power that I can pretty much put the ball in the net from anywhere around the 18. So I'd say more so than any signature move, I'm just pretty good at, getting my shot off and hitting it well enough to get it past the goalie more than any one individual signature move.
Speaking of goalies, Peter Tonkery is your goalie. And Peter, you said you started playing when you were 4, but have you been a goalie the whole time?
No. I started when I was 7 years old. I remember our goalie got injured, and I asked McEnerney, Jackson's dad, if I could play goalie, and I just loved it. I just kept playing and seemed to be pretty good at it, and just stuck with it.
Why? Do you remember why you decided at the ripe old age of 7 that I wanted to stop running around?
No, not really. I just thought the energy from thinking someone's going to score and then me getting my hand in there and just stopping it. I liked that idea. I liked that.
Wow. That's pretty good for a 7-year-old to want to be out there on that little island.
I think we got deep thinkers here.
Yeah, Ray, let me ask you about him as a goalie. What are his strengths? And that's pretty good. My daughter doesn't even want to sleep in the dark, and she's 9, so 7 years old. He wants to be out there. So tell us about your goalie, Ray.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to be a goalie because you're kind of hung out to dry sometimes. But Peter's made some great saves for us. I mean, we got out of Harnell 2-0 a few weeks ago, and he had 2 or 3 fantastic saves to help us do that. He's real good. Any long shots, he's really good at getting at. So, and this is, it's his senior year. He was our keeper last year. So he's got a lot of experience, and he's doing really well, getting better all the time. We've been giving him a good workout the last few days too, because we're getting ready for this Waco team tomorrow night. But we're really pleased to have. I wish we could have him for another couple of years, but this is his senior year, and it should be a good year for him.
Ray, we've talked about your success at the sectional and state level, but when you get down to small schools in New York State, Livingston County in many sports is as good as it gets. How much does the strength of the local competition prepare you for sectionals and in the years that you're fortunate enough to win a sectional title to go beyond and be successful?
Yeah, well, we play a tough schedule. We've got some state perennial powers right in our own LCA Division 1 with Bath, Haverling, and Harnell. And then Waco and Dansville this year have maybe their best teams ever. So, yeah, Bath were, within a hair of a state title last year. They're Class B, they're in our league. There's years where we win sectionals, we don't win our division. We don't win our league. So we do get some tough games. We play Bath twice, Harnell twice, Dansville, Wayland. We play everybody twice, and that can be some really tough games. We try and pick up some tough non-leaguers, but we also look for a non-league game that we feel, here and there that we feel if we play well, we can take care of it and we can get kids in. So yeah, our 16-game schedule is pretty competitive, and I think by the end of the year, whoever comes out of Class B in Section 5, or really any of the classes, is going to be very competitive when they get to the state, to the state tournament.
We're talking Livonia Boys Soccer. Jackson, tell us about your future. Do you want to play in college? What's next for you?
Well, I've had a couple of looks from some smaller schools for soccer, but I'm also a pretty high level and a pretty accomplished lacrosse player. I actually made the all-state team for lacrosse my just past junior year. So I'm looking at maybe playing soccer in college, maybe playing lacrosse in college, but I definitely want to go to a 4-year university. I'm a good student, so I want to go, get my degree. And so I'm really just looking for something where maybe all three of those things, maybe just two, and maybe just the academics. But I'm looking for something that can, fill all of those needs as well as possible.
Peter, before I ask you about your future, when you play for somebody like Coach Maxwell, sometimes coaches have little mannerisms and stuff. Are there any Maxwellisms that you've picked on? You ever hear Coach's voice in your head or anything? Any of those life lessons that he teaches? What's your favorite Maxwellism?
If I make an oopsies, he's gonna say goalie howler, or wake up, you're just having a nightmare. Just the classic one's full team.
Ray, I ask all the coaches that we have on now.
We got to ask Peter where he's going first.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Peter, where are you going?
So I want to have a career in welding, and I've been looking at Alfred State. They have a really good welding program, and I've been in touch with their coaches, and I think it would be a really good fit for me there.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I know I work now at West Irondequoit school system, and we push a lot of, we don't push, we make sure our kids know that you don't have to go to college to earn a great living. And the trades, you can make a great living being a welder, being a plumber, being an electrician.
And being happy.
Setting your own schedule, having your own company. My company that I deal with for electrician, he started his own, it's called Triple O now. They've got like 50 trucks in the area. And the guy makes a really good living, and he just started as an electrician, or as a HVAC guy. I was gonna ask Ray though. I gotta ask him about Ted Lasso.
Okay.
I gotta. I asked all of our soccer coaches now about Ted Lasso. Ray, have you watched it, and do you love it?
Believe it or not, I have not.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't. I don't have Apple TV, and my son keeps promising he'll come on, fix it up for me so we can watch it, but we haven't yet. And I've heard from a lot of people. Peter's dad. Jason Tonkery has told me a few times I should be watching it.
Do you guys watch it? Do you players watch it? Have you guys watched it? Peter, have you watched it?
I have, yep.
Okay. Jackson went dark on us. He's so embarrassed about not watching it. What can we hear?
I haven't, but that is not why I went dark.
Oh, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. It's fantastic.
Good stuff.
It is fantastic. Ray, don't retire yet, okay?
Well, maybe not. I've got young kids, so I'm not ready.
How old are your daughters?
The girls are 11.
And then there's 4 kids, right?
Yeah, I have a boy in the JV team. He's 14.
There you go. There's our answer.
Yeah.
Right off into the sunset.
I want you to take down Don Hartley, okay? 567. 567. That's the number we're going for.
Oh, all right. Wow. Yeah.
All right?
Well,
He's back.
See.
You can do it. You can do it. 5 guys, tell him not to retire. Do you have any little brothers? Peter, Jackson, do you have little brothers?
I do. I have a younger brother.
How old is he?
He is 2 years younger than me, so he's a sophomore.
Oh, he's only a sophomore. Okay, so let's just concentrate on your 14-year-old son, get him to graduation, then we'll talk again, Ray. All right? You're one of the few guys that remembers me, so that's great.
There we go.
Are we done?
I think so.
All right, it's time to give us some knuckles. Steve, nice interview, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good luck this weekend and beyond. Go get yourselves a brick.
Thank you for having me again.
We'd love to have you back when you're making a state tournament run, all right?
Okay.
Ray, great catching up with you again.
You too. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Ray Maxwell and the Livonia Bulldogs right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. For Steve Bradley and our producer, Joe Brott here in the Classy Wolf Studios, Classy Wolf Media Studios, I'm Jeff DiVeronica. Have yourself a great day, great evening, great morning, whatever it is.